Revealing the government's latest strategy to bring rampant criminality under control, Prime Minister Andrew Holness yesterday tabled legislation that could authorize the security forces to search places, vehicles, or persons within specific areas without a warrant. The legislation, Holness says, would give him, in consultation with the National Security Council, the power to declare any geographical defined area within a single continuous boundary a zone of special operation for up to 2 months. This legislation is designed to give effect to a well-established and practiced security and community building strategy termed Clear, Hold, Build, said Holiness in his contribution to the budget debate in Parliament. The Prime Minister said the legislation was drafted under the previous government, but his administration was now taking steps to implement the law. Holiness, however, sought to allay fears that the legislation would give the security forces excessive powers to carry out extrajudicial killings. It is not about going in to kill people. The strategy has nothing to do with that, he told his parliamentary colleagues. The Zones of Special Operations, Special Security and Community Development Measures Act of 2017, which was tabled yesterday in Parliament, highlighted the circumstances that would give rise to a declaration of a zone of special operations. Among the circumstances listed in the bill are reasonable grounds to believe that due to rampant criminality, gang warfare, escalating violence and murder, and the threat to the rule of law and public order, it is necessary so to do. A joint force comprising members of the Jamaica Defence Force and the Jamaica Constabulary Force will have powers under the law to establish a cordon for a period of 24 hours around or within the zone. Additionally, the joint force can impose a curfew for up to 72 hours in the zone, during which time persons within that zone will be required to remain in their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by a member in charge of the operation. Without warrant, and this is the part, ladies and gentlemen, that I've been warning you about, I've been warning Jamaicans about, not to give up this right. Curtail the violence. Speak to your sons and your daughters or your nephews. Speak to them about doing this, because once you give up this right, ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard for you to get it back. So let's continue. Without warrant, and this is the part, ladies and gentlemen, that I want you to pay close attention to. Without warrant. The bill provides for a member of the joint force to search any place, vehicle or person within a zone without a warrant, upon reasonable suspicion that an offense is in the course of being committed, has been, or is about to be committed. In carrying out a search, a constable may seize any vehicle, article, or document that will assist in preventing or controlling public disorder. However, the seizure of any tool of a lawful trade of business or any article or document that is subject to legal professional privilege is prohibited. A member of the joint force shall, as far as is possible, having regards to available resources, use a body camera when conducting operation within a zone. The Prime Minister also tabled legislation to establish the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency as an independent elite body dedicated to combating serious crime. Meanwhile, the opposition spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting, said the proposed law could be unconstitutional. It seems to give the Prime Minister and the Cabinet the power to impose a state of emergency without having the normal parliamentary review of the state of emergency, which Parliament has when its state of emergency has to be reviewed. It also seems to give the Commissioner of Police the ability to impose curfews. This is something that has always been reserved for the Minister who is responsible to Parliament, because a curfew is another imposition on rights, Bunting said.